We did it.
Oh,
awesome. Welcome to my house. My almost.
thank
It's
you
so
for
cool. It's
having
like
us.
having a dinner party where I don't have to wash up.
Show us your kitchen. What is of your kitchen?
Look, so I know we said we're going to reveal the kitchen, but as with building, we had some dramas this week. It poured down all week. There was we couldn't get all of our trades in. So we're not there, but we're almost there. We're so, so close. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to start by showing you my favorite part of the house. And I accidentally
yes.
put myself up right in front of it, and it wasn't on purpose. But so this here, our cabinet maker, this is his idea. This is kind of like a regular looking pantry door. If you look at our whole kind of thing, which I'll show you in a minute, this looks like it just opens to a cupboard. But it's actually a pivot door, and it sits on a double hinge, so it pushes in both ways, and it opens up secret butler's pantry, so that when you've got dirty hands, all the lights and underbench lighting in here is on a sensor. So you walk in with your dirty hands to grab something, and the light pops on. So it's really, yeah, and that's my favourite part of the house. So
I love it.
Yeah, I'll take you. This is our kitchen. I don't know if I can turn this around. Here we go. Oh, makeshift little phone stand on a laptop box. These are our bench tops. These are organic white by Caesar Stone. They're so, so nice. This went in the other day. The side panels aren't on yet because we've got to wait for our floors to be sanded. But this is it. So this is the little kitchen on our place. This is the ABI interior sinks. We've got storage, more than we can probably handle. There's so much going on down here. And this is all done by McGee Projects. So they're a cabinet making company down our way. They're absolutely fantastic. They do a really, really good job. And all of these are in brilliant white. So that's kind of where we're at with the kitchen. Nick's put like a little different kind of arc on this window here. So it's not the same as the top, so I can put little pots and things on there for styling. But this is where we're at. Nice and shiny and the brand new thing. Yeah, we got bins down here. We're going to have a dishwasher that's built in. And that's about it. So that's our kitchen. But get into questions.
Have you matched the white with the white walls, or is it different?
So the white that's on our cabinetry is the Portland's brilliant white. And what that matches is our arcs and all of our skirting. So all of our arcs, skirting, all of our door frames, internal doors are all the brilliant white. And then all of our all of our walls inside are cotton sheets. So it's a little bit, I don't know if I can show you here, but you can actually see the contrast in the, well, if you want to see up my nose, the contrast in the two colours up there. So it's slightly different, but what it does is the brilliant white that's on the arcs really makes our windows stand out. So you can't see the view here because it's dark, but basically it will frame this view out here, which is mountains and stables and that sort of thing.
Good. Lovely.
Yeah.
And what, have you gone ceiling white for the ceiling, or did you match one of those two colours?
So ceilings are ceiling white.
Lovely. Awesome. All right. So for those that don't know, tell us about where you are. Where is your house and what led to you buying land there?
So we are in Berry, which is like a little country town on the south coast of New South Wales. It's about 2 hours south of Sydney or 45 to an hour south of Wollongong. People think it's a little country town. That's because it is inland a little bit, but we're a 6-minute drive to our favourite surf break. So we really aren't that far from the beach. And the reason we bought here is I'm from Jamberoo, which a lot of people from around New South Wales know. It's got a big theme park. But we didn't want to be right next to my parents, but we wanted to be close enough. So we're kind of like half an hour down the road. It's still nice and beachy. And because I'm a sports reporter and I'm always in Sydney, it's close enough that I can go to work and come home without having to look for accommodation and things like that. And then my partner, Nick, is from Wagga. So he was never going to do the city. He was never going to live in a kind of big built up area. So this is a really nice happy medium for us.
Beautiful. Perfect. And you get the best of both. You've got the beautiful country outlook and the coast right there.
Yeah, exactly. We come back to the country, you know, we sit in our lounge room, we'll be able to look at the rolling hills and still have sand on our feet. So we're happy.
Perfect. Tell me, how long has this project been in the works?
So Nick and I bought this block of land when we were living in an apartment in Wollongong, which we were just renting. But because Nick's a builder, we always wanted to buy and build as our first project. We do want to reno eventually, but we wanted our first project to be a new build because, you know, he's just starting out, so he doesn't have the money to obviously just build all these show homes. So this is like our show home. We wanted something that we could bring clients to for a cuppa and say, look, this is what he can do. So as well as just being, you know, a home for us to live in, and we've built it as though we want to raise a family here, it's something that Nick has to show clients, you know, just what he can do. Whereas with a reno, it's a little bit different. So we wanted something brand new that we could start and do that. So we ended up buying this block off the plan in April 2018. It settled in the October of that year, but then ours got stuck in council for a while because there was a few funny things going on in this estate with sewer and everything. We were in council for probably about 7 months, and we started on the 1st of August last year.
Nice. And when is your projected move-in date?
Okay, so this is exciting. So the other day we picked a date. So the 27th of June, so next month, which is 6 weeks from now, pretty much, we decided. So we were going to try and do it a little bit earlier than that, but then we ordered our wool carpet and it's on back order, and they said we're putting it on the 26th, and we went, perfect, all right, we'll move in on the 27th.
Perfect. Being owner-builder, it's hard because you have the flexibility of coming and going, but you want to be in, and you know what I mean? Like, that's a good choice, waiting for the carpet.
You know what? Nick he's refused to give me a date until this point. So it's getting real. Because I'm always like, when are we going to move in? He goes, I'm not telling you, because but he's finally told me. I'm so excited.
That is very exciting. Carpet, now I know that you were going nylon, but you've since chosen wool. Talk to me about that, because we have selected nylon, but now I think you've persuaded me. Yeah, so what made me do a 360 was Kyle and Kara's Long Jetty Reno when they put the Cavalier Bremworth carpet in it. I saw it and I went, oh, that looks so nice. And then they were talking about how, you know, when you have children and you want to roll around on the carpet and play, obviously Nick and I don't have kids, but it's something that I thought about and went, oh, you know, maybe that is a better option for that. And this is the house we're going to be in when that happens. So I went out and I started doing some fishing. I got some Cavalier Bremworth samples. I found out how much they were. I put the samples in the bin because we can't afford that. And then I went to Harvey and I had a look for some other wool carpet. I found this really nice Natural Perfection one. It was almost identical, definitely within our budget. They were having a sale as well. I think it came in at $52 a square metre. And then with the installation, and we upgraded our underlay. So I definitely think go with better underlay always when you're putting carpet in. It came to about $72 a square metre. Got it measured the other day, the guy came down, and yeah, now that's getting installed on the 26th. So really happy with that. Yeah, nice. Perfect. You've been speaking of some of your suppliers, but with your choices, did it come down to, it's probably a combo, but was it money? Did you get quotes from different places for all of your different selections, or were some things like, no, I love that, I'm getting that, I don't care where it's from?
The only thing that we went, I love that, I don't care how much it costs, was our ABI tapware. That was something that we were really strong on because we really wanted the gunmetal. We had a look at the gunmetal at Reese, a few other places, and it wasn't right. It wasn't as nice and perfect as the ABI gunmetal was. And so we splashed out and we got all the tapware, all the sinks. Our laundry sink is ABI, and that was more than we budgeted for, but worth it. So we kind of made up for that in other areas, and that's something that is a little bit easier to do when your partner is the builder, because it's something that we can go, okay, we're going to get another trade to do that, but Nick can probably do that, so we'll do it that way instead, which gives us a little bit more flexibility. And, you know, we're not out here to say, you know, that it's going to be easy for anyone to make that decision, because we are really lucky that Nick's building the house and we can cut costs in other ways. But in terms of our other suppliers, I guess because I've grown up here, we do know a lot of people in the industry, and Nick moved here from Wagga about 3.5 years ago. So he has had some time to get to know trades in the area, work with trades, works out who he wants to work with, who he doesn't, who they recommend. And in the end, just a quick list of our suppliers. So our kitchen was McGee Projects. All of our windows are from Hanlan Windows. All of our bathroom wear, toilets, bath, everything is from High Grove Bathrooms. Mel there is fantastic at High Grove Bathrooms, Warrawong, for anyone in this area. She, you know, gave us advice. She told us, you know, which sinks we needed. I was in and out of there picking up different things at different times. We had an issue with our sinks. When we went to put them in with our tapware, I didn't like the clearance, so we took them back, got different ones, and that was after the 30-day exchange period. They were absolutely fantastic. So Mel there. And then we had another Mel. One was Melanie and one was Melinda. That other Mel at Amber Tiles in Yallah, she was fantastic as well. So she's actually got an interior design qualification, and she talked us through all of our choices for the tiles. We went in there with ideas and came out there kind of having locked in what we thought we wanted, but better. You know, we ended up going with a natural cut when that's what we kind of weren't aiming for in the first place. We stayed all matte. I had a few other tile places try and convince me to go gloss, and I almost did it, but I'm not a gloss person. Like, I like matte. I like that kind of, and everything else in the house was matte, and I'm glad that I didn't do it. I'm not saying it wouldn't look nice in someone else's place, but she really helped curb my ideas and shape them into what we've got now. So our suppliers that we've used, I feel like they're going to come on this journey with us too, because as being a builder, this isn't the last one. So building those relationships is really important to us, and it's come out really well because everyone's excited, everyone wants to see what we're doing, and it was a really nice process for us. Yeah,
I found High Grove really helpful as well. We've worked with High Grove up on the coast. And they were amazing, so helpful. They know their staff. They were real, and so much better price than some other places for similar things. So and we're the same. We're going ABI. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see the comments in yours, but so many people saying that they love High Grove as well. Like they were fantastic to us. They were really, really good. And then the other suppliers that we use Advanced Stairs down on the South Coast. They came up with a really good price for us, and our flooring was from Hardwood Place in Sydney. I've forgotten the name of it, but they actually provided us with silver top stringy buck, which was a lighter option compared to the black buck, which we were going to go with. So I'm really happy that they did that. And then High Grove Advanced Stairs actually found a black buck for us in the stairs that matches into the stringy buck. So they went out of their way to pick different timbers for us so it all works in and flows really nicely. So they were fantastic as well. And our front door, which is going in, wiggle fingers, how good's that? In the next 2 weeks is a maple front door from Crown Doors, and they custom did that for us as well. And that one's up near Campbelltown. They were really awesome as well. And Blaze Fireplaces, they were really good. Amazing. We're going ABI for our tapware. We've gone brushed nickel, but I love that the ABI brushed nickel has like a champagne tinge, because I was tossing up between the brass and the nickel, and it's really nice. Yeah, it's good quality.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had one of the I think it was Easy Tiger Style Co. One of the girls from there, she messaged me the other day asking about the quality of ABI and what Nick thought. Nick's used Reese, all sorts of other different plumbing supply companies, and he really does rate ABI's quality. Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah, perfect. Now your tiles. I've had a few people
Yeah.
ask me, what is the colour? And I know that when you put them in, you were a little bit shocked, but you love them now.
I love them now. So, do you know what? I'm going to take you for a walk. Come to my bathroom. I'm going to show you what the sample tile looked like when I picked them. Okay, so we're in the bathroom now. As you can see, lots of different colours in here, very natural concrete.
Yeah.
This is the sample tile. Oh, I'm done here. This one here. See how light that is?
Yes.
See how light, and there's no pattern in that at all.
Yeah.
So this is what I thought our bathroom was going to look like. So you can imagine when I got in and it looked like this, I panicked. But I love it. I really do love it. I'm so glad that it's so textured, because I wouldn't have made that decision on my own had it not been an accident. So I'm really happy we did that. And okay, so you know how on Tile Cloud and things, every tile's got a nice simple name? Not at Ever. So I've got my phone on my laptop, and I've actually got the quote, the invoice here in front of me. So the tile is called, on the floor, it's a 60 by 60, and it's called Shaded Light Grey Glazed Rectified Porcelain.
Love it.
I'll do a post. I will do a post, and I will write these all down, and I will tag you in it, and you can share it, and because the names are just interesting. But they've all got a code. So the code for that one is FFOL1664, and I will put that in the post, I promise, because nobody's going to remember it.
But I think the tiles are scaring me. That's probably the biggest thing that is completely freaking me out, because I know what I want it to look like, but I also know that everybody's photos don't do it justice to what real life looks like, and the samples don't do it justice to when you've got one little sample and then the whole room becomes it. So yeah, I get it.
The difference in some of our tiles that we've found has been outrageous, and even in the 60 by 60s compared to the 30 by 30s, the pattern in the boxes are different. And this guy, I'm going to show you this guy here. This is Happy Harold. So in every second box of our tiles, we have a giraffe. There he is.
Oh,
yeah. And so there's 4 of them in our house, right? And Nick still hasn't found the 4th one. So yeah, at the start I was mortified, but now it's kind of fun.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You talk to us about, I don't want to know your budget, that's not for us to know, but were you able to stick to budget? Did you go over budget, or did you come in under?
So Nick and I are currently over budget, but we are over budget on things that we added during the build. So the budget that we started with before we cut the dirt, we're on that budget with everything that we've done that was planned to do. So we're only over budget by the ducted aircon that we decided to add during it, the underfloor heating that we decided to add during the build, and that's just kind of come out of the money that we had waiting to furnish the place and style and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we're not over budget in terms of not being able to finish. We've got, all of that is sorted, but we've just had to take the money that we were going to make the house look pretty with at the end and put it into kind of more serious things like air conditioning and that floor heating and stuff. So it's not like we've got to a point and gone, oh God, like, how did we spend all this money? Where did it go? We know that, however X amount we spent on the aircon, that's the amount that we're over budget. So that's kind of where we're at. And I think if you are in a position like us where you want to live in your house for a certain amount of time and then sell it and make a profit, those kind of things, you make your money back on, ducted aircon and all that sort of stuff. So we could justify putting that on our budget and taking that money from somewhere else. And you know what? We're going to use some of that money for a holiday, and now everyone's stuck inside, so it's not so bad.
No one's gone overseas for ages, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me about your floor plan. How did you come up with it? Because that's another thing that I think people spend a lot of time, like obviously that's what you want, one of the big decisions. So how did you come to your decision?
So Nick and I always knew that we wanted two wings to our house. So we wanted our living, dining, kitchen area on one side, and we wanted our bedroom, you know, all of our bedrooms, bathroom, laundry, that sort of stuff on another side. We didn't know that it was going to come in the layout how it did, you know, like completely separate like that. That might have been swapped either way. But what we did, I actually went into a lot of show homes and I asked for the floor plan. You can go into there with no intention of buying homes from these building mobs and just ask for a floor plan. You know, they're never ever bothered, you know, and you can be honest even if you're thinking of custom designing, and just ask to have a look. And what I actually did, I went through the show homes and I worked out the layouts that I liked. There was one from McDonald Jones, and they had all of their kids' bedrooms in the one area with a little extra lounge room that you could turn into a kids' room, and I liked that. So I took the floor plan and I cut it out, and what I did, I kind of, not cut and paste, but I had all these different sections that I would take to Nick, and we would sit down and go, okay, I like this, and I like this, and I like how this works. And we honestly just drew it out. You can go into your architect with scribbles that look like a little kid's drawing of how you think that your house, you want it. And you can say, you know, I want this in this section, I want that in this section, I like this from this builder, I like this from this builder. And they will bring it all together and try and put your ideas onto paper. And it was our architect, who's Annabelle McQuillian, called her building design company is called Bespoke Bell. And it was her who took our ideas that we'd drawn out and our love for Scandinavian architecture and said, well, you want two sections of your house. You love Scandinavian architecture. Let's do two gables. Let's do two big gables and split your house that way. And I told her my favourite part of the house is always the kitchen. I love to cook. I'm always in the kitchen. It means a lot to me. So she took our love for that, Scandinavian architecture, where we wanted it, and she said, let's do dining room and everything on that side. Let's do your bedrooms and everything on that gable. And our kitchen is quite literally the heart of our home. We're in the middle. We're in the little connecting, where I'm sitting right now, I'm looking out the void window there. We are in this little connector bit in the heart of the home, and then it's split up. So she really, really thought about what meant a lot to us and what we wanted, and that's how we came up with our floor plan. Oh, and we extended the garage. We've got a 4-car garage, which I don't think my car's even going to fit in because Nick's going to fill it with tools. So
the builder's shed.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that you did that. We did exactly the same thing. So we went to of course we did, because, you know, we went to every display home. We found one that we loved. We kept going back. The poor guy that was there, we're like, oh yeah, we're still looking. And then one day we took a tape measure. We were just like, yep, this is exactly what we want. So we went home, cut it up because it was never going to fit on our block, rearranged it, scribbled on it more, took it to our architect and was like, yep, do this. And now we love it. Yeah. So
yeah, it really makes a difference. And one thing that when you're going to your architect, this is the home you're going to live in. You know, don't be afraid to say, I don't like that. You know, make sure you swap and change it until it's exactly what you want, because it's easier to do it when it's just pencil on paper than when the walls start to go up. So yeah, definitely stick to your guts.
Have you made any changes since the walls have gone up? Big ones?
Oh, okay. I'm spilling the beans on this one. Nick and I had one fight while we were building. We had one fight, okay, and it was about our fireplace. So on the plans, our fireplace was over in this little corner here. So the fireplace was over, I don't know how to do that. Here we go. It was over in this corner over here.
Yeah.
So it kind of had like a shelf here where all the timber would be stacked up. The fireplace was there, and then our TV would be here and run into the dining room. And Nick framed the entire thing up when it was just framework. And I walked up the stairs and went, I think the fireplace needs to be at the top of the stairs. I think it needs to be in the middle of the room. And he went, I've just framed that up. Like, are you serious? And I said, oh, look, Nick, I'm not a pusher, but yeah, you're going to have to rip that down. And he was mortified. I felt so bad, but that was the one thing that I went, no, I think we need to do it. So he ripped all the framework down, moved it into the middle of the room. Even as the plaster was going on, as the paint was going on, he was going, oh, Loz. And then Once we got it skirted, we put the fire on. You walk up those stairs. It's the first thing you see. It's in the middle of the room. It splits the dining room from the lounge room. And he was like, that's the best thing that we ever thought about. I'm so glad that you made me change it. So I went, oh, thank God for that. If he hated it, I'd be in trouble.
And it would be so hard having, like, so good and so hard. For him being the builder, he has the, you know, the tech eye for it. And then you just come in and throw your little 2 cents with him. But I could see you thinking, it divides the room. It creates warmth to the whole room.
Yeah.
Good choice.
And then having a fireplace in your dining room and your lounge room. And Nick agrees. He completely agrees with it. So we're actually going to have Annabelle, our building designer, around when it's finished. And she doesn't know that we've moved it off her plans yet. So I hope she likes it as well.
I love it. I love it. We are almost out of time, and I know I've taken half an hour of your time, and we really, really appreciate it. What is, if you could give 3 tips to people building, what are they?
Okay. My first tip, and this can be interpreted in many ways, but remember that you have to live in the house. So what I mean by that is it's so easy to get on Instagram and have a look and go, I love it how this person's done this, and I have a look at how this person's done this, and I want to do this and I want to do this. But you're not that person. You've got to remember how you live. So if that person might have, you know, all of their, you know, minimal clothing and it's all folded and everything. But if you're the type of person that has 1,000 jackets and you want this and this and this and this, and you have this many mops and everything, you need to remember that you live there. So you need to put in enough storage for you. You need to organize your wardrobes for you. If you like to cook, you need to plan your kitchen for you. How many pans do you have? All that sort of thing. So there's no point copying ideas from someone else because you like the look of it. And then when you move in, you go, oh, wait, it's me that has to live here. You know, so that's my biggest tip that may encapsulate the whole 3, but just remember it's you that's got to live there.
Yeah.
Okay, and tip number 2. Ooh, tip number 2 from me, just personal experience, is make sure when you get a sample for something, you bring it into the space, because it may look really different. It may look really, really different when you bring it in, when you put it next to something. I know when we got our DIY blind samples, I had it at the place we were staying at the moment while we were waiting to build, and I was set. I was like, this is what we're doing, like 100%. But I brought it in here and it looked yellow. So tip number 2 is always bring whatever you're going to put into the house in the space.
Yeah.
Okay, and then tip number 3 would be, I reckon, so what we've done here, even though we are building to sell, we've built as though we're going to live here forever. So if you're building to sell, build a house that you want to live in, because the chances are you build a house that you want to live in and that's perfect for you, the chances are someone else is going to find it perfect for them too.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we've done the same. We're building for it's our forever home, but also in mind for future sellers, like future buyers.
Exactly. Like if we'd have built this because we are in Berry and there's a lot of retiring couples, if we'd have built this for a retiring couple, and then like what's happened this year, I'm a sports reporter, there's no sport, I'm out of work, and we got stuck here and had to have a couple of kids, and it was built for a couple of retirees, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So I think building for a house that, you know, you would want to live in, if you get stuck there, you're going to be fine.
Beautiful. Love it. Well, we cannot wait to see your full kitchen reveal in a couple of days or a week or when the rain stops. And
yes.
Thank you so much for being a part of episode 1. We've all loved going behind your build.
I know. Thank you for having me. Awesome.
It's going to be on your stories now for 24 hours. And
we'll be
to me, and then we'll work that out. We'll
work it out. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But thank you guys for joining. It's so I can't wait. 6 weeks and we'll live here. How wild is that?
We might need to go live again for a new tour, a move-in tour. See the carpet.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.